How's everybody doing? My name's Betchman, and welcome back again to more Pokemon Champions gameplay as we are testing out a new team today with a familiar Mega that we have used before. We're showcasing a Mega Frostless team, and we'll just jump straight into what the team is. It's going to be starting off with Mega Frostless. Obviously, it's going to showcase that it is a little bit bulkier, have a good amount of HP investment. I believe we're always guaranteed to live Sucker Punch from a King Gambit with the Snow Up, but we do have a good amount of special attack too, with this being modest instead of timid, so we do hit 170 when we are Mega, but the rest of the team is rest of the build is fairly standard. The Pokemon I'm really wanting to showcase, and I really hope that it works out well, is going to be Glaceon. Glaceon is a Pokemon you are hardly seeing anybody run. I do think it is underexplored, and it does do pretty well because of its ability in the snow, which is Snow Cloak. If you don't know what it is a ability that boosts a Pokemon's evasiveness by 25% in the snow. So when it's in the snow, you don't have any Pokemon that has a 100% accurate move. There is always going to be a chance that you can miss, which can be pretty disruptive for a lot of people, especially when they're not expecting to miss. And it can swing matches around pretty hard, especially if they do miss. With this team specifically, at the start of this season, I did go on a 13-game win streak to get back into Master Ball with this specific team, and Glaceon was doing an amazing job. It is also holding the Never Melt Ice item as well, so it does really big damage, and it is modest, with its natural bulk. So hopefully we're able to showcase it today and really showcase what it can do. Following that is going to be a pretty standard Sneasler set with Close Combat, Dire Claw, Fake Out, and Protect with the Unburden and White Herb. Following that is going to be King Gambit, again, a pretty standard set, but instead of Swords Dance, we're rocking Iron Head to be able to take care of those pesky fairy types. And we are having the Black Glasses items, so we have Boosted Kowtow Cleave and Sucker Punch. Afterwards, we got a Scarf Garchomp, which is going to be at Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Stomping Tantrum, and Rock Slide with the Rough Skin ability. And it is going to be Adamant instead of Timid, but we should still be outspeeding most things since we are Choice Scarf. And then rounding out the team is going to be Aerodactyl, which again, stats are pretty standard. Only thing that's going to be different about this set is rocking Wide Guard instead of Dual Wing Beat. I found it to be really beneficial against opposing teams that want to spam Rock Slide, against Charizard's Sun, which wants to spam Heat Wave. It's a very good counter into those teams, so hopefully we're able to showcase how good it can be as well. Alright, if you are wanting to try the team out for yourself, I encourage you to give it a shot. I have the replica code up above. I, again, really have enjoyed playing with this team. Glaceon can just be really rage-inducing for a lot of your opponents, and the rest of the team does fairly well into the current meta with how things have shifted. Here are the stats as well. So if you do want to give it a shot, try it out, let me know what you think, and we will jump into some battles. Alrighty, for our first battle, we got a pretty interesting team. It's going to be showcasing what most likely is Mega Scizor with Sableye, Tyranitar, Incineroar, Garchomp, and Araquanid, which is a Pokemon you don't see very often. But it can be pretty disruptive for us specifically, because it most likely is going to be having Wide Guard. I'd be surprised if it didn't. It's most likely like, I don't know, Liquidation, Leech Seed, Wide Guard, maybe Protect. So a bit of an interesting team. It can be pretty difficult. Scizor is definitely a problem for the team. Glaceon can do well because it does do an insane amount of damage into the Araquanid specifically, because we have Freeze Dry. We might need to get Tailwind up for Glaceon to really pop off. Maybe. I always like going for the greed, though, of just going Frostless and Glaceon to really try to catch my opponent off guard. After that, rest of the team, we could probably just go with Sneasler and then go with Garchomp, most likely, which I feel like is going to do okay. Yeah, we'll go with Garchomp and Sneasler in the back. I almost wanted to bring King Gambit because it can do pretty well into this team, but we'll bench it this time. So we'll see if we can't get a cheeky win with the start of Frostless and Glaceon. You just go Araquanid and Garchomp, which is not the worst thing in the world. What that's going to tell me is he's most likely going to have Wide Guard. Because I think he has Wide Guard, I'm going to just double into Araquanid to Shadow Ball and Freeze Dry. Even if he does swap in Tyranitar, this will still do a decent amount of damage, but I really want Araquanid gone because I don't want to deal with Wide Guard because it does kind of counter this team. So hopefully... Okay, does protect Garchomp, which is great. I would expect that into two Ice types. We're going to go Shadow Ball. It does have good special defense bulk. If we get a drop, that would be great. We don't get the drop, but I think this might KO. Perfect. Thankfully, Araquanid is a very slow Pokemon, so we are able just to get rid of it with ease and not really have to worry at that point. It's going to bring Scizor out at this point, which is not terrible for us. It's not great. So in this sense, I could just go Shadow Ball again into Scizor. He might even just swap in Tyranitar, which would be fine. So I'm going to go that, and I'm going to go Blizzard. If he doesn't swap T-Tar in... Okay, he does swap T-Tar in, which is fine. He's probably just going to go with a boost. Well, it's not necessarily boosted, but he's going to go Mega and go with... Oh, he's not going to go Mega. Okay. Drop, drop, drop. No drop. We are faster, which is really good to know. Do we get a freeze? No freeze shenanigans, which is okay. So we just go Swords Dance, which does put us in a little bit of a bind. But again, it's not the end of the world, but... Question at hand is how we swap here. I could just... I'm actually not really needing the snow backup, if I'm being honest. What I could do here is I could just go for another Shadow Ball into Scizor. Because he can't take both of these out. So I could go Shadow Ball, and I could just go Blizzard, to be honest. We're going to do that. He can't take both out, so he has to pick one. Which is going to be Glaceon, and that's fine. T-Tar will do a lot of damage to us, but I mainly need the Scizor to be gone. Interesting. Okay, he expected to swap, and I did not do that because I needed Scizor gone. So the biggest problem for our team has been removed. So now he has Garchomp and he has T-Tar. So T-Tar is going to be his Mega most definitely. We know it's not Scarf on the Garchomp. Part of me just wants to go with Sneasler. We'll go here. And honestly, at this point... Oh, okay. Our opponent's just going to actually give us the win because he didn't expect us to just double. I knew at that point that there was really nothing he could do because he could only target one. Even though I don't have Snow Up, I'm still confident in that sense that I can get the hit with Blizzard with Glaceon. So, good win. I'll take that one. Definitely caught him off guard with getting the Araquanid taken out with Freeze Dry. So, we'll move on to the next battle. Okay, next battle is going to be against Sam, who is rocking what is basically the most common team that you're going to be able to find on ladder right now. It's going to feature Whimsicott, Charizard, Y, Glamora, Basculegion, King Gambit, and Garchomp. It's a very, very popular team right now with leading like Whimsicott and Glim. If I remember correctly, it's going to be like Fairy Feather on Whims, Mega Charizard with Charizard Y, Sash, I believe, on the Glamora with Scarf on Basque, Chople on King Gambit, and it could just be like, I'm pretty sure Citrus Berry on the Garchomp. So we're definitely going to be fighting for the weather control big time. But what do I want to do here? I'm fairly certain that the Whimsicott has Protect, which is really annoying. I could just go Frostless and Sneasler, to be honest. Honestly, I think I'd rather go Sneasler with Aerodactyl, have Frostless and Glaceon in the back. I feel like that's going to be a better lead. Sneasler Aerodactyl can be really disruptive. The only thing that's going to be really annoying is dealing with Encore from Whimsicott. He's definitely going to be looking for any chance to click that move when he can. So Basculegion and Charizard, actually, that's a very good lead for us. So I am... What am I going to expect here? I'm fully expecting Charizard to protect. There's no reason for it not to. So I kind of just want to go for Dire Claw into Basculegion because it's going to go Flip Turn 100% of the time. I feel like I go that with Tailwind. It's Tailwind or Rock Slide. Maybe even actually going Rock Slide. I think I'll go Rock Slide instead. That might be the better move here. So Charizard actually comes out. It is going to be for Whimsicott, so that is a little unfortunate that we didn't get that call right. And he just goes for a Wave Crash into our Aerodactyl, which does do, obviously, a lot of damage and brings us to our Sash, which is not great. He is going to take a good chunk of damage here. Maybe we get a Sleep or Paralysis. Either one would be great. A Sleep would be amazing. Good damage. And we don't get any kind of sleep or anything, so that's okay. Honestly, we had the right idea, but he actually had a better idea, so that put us in a bit of a pickle. Not gonna lie, I actually want to swap in Glaceon for Sneasler, and I just want to go for... I could just Rock Slide again, in all honesty, or I could go Tailwind. I'm anticipating he thinks that I'm gonna go for Protect, so I'm just going to send Tailwind out. I'm hoping he goes Wave Crash into the Sneasler slot, because then he'll just KO himself. So he goes Tailwind, and that's fine. I'm hoping he Wave Crashes Glaceon. Does not Wave Crash Glaceon, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. So that is going to be Tailwind up, so it does put it in a very, very peculiar spot, to say the least. We're going to bring Frostless out. Now I have a decision to make, because most likely he's going to protect Whimsicott, which is okay. I'm going to go Blizzard, and honestly, I think I have to Mega, and I just go for Aurora Veil. Aurora Veil is not a bad option, so we can be stronger, so I'm going to do that. I know that both my Pokemon will survive whatever he does here. And he's going to bring out King Gambit. Okay, if we get a freeze on King Gambit, we're in a really good position. I'm expecting Protect on Whimsicott, to be honest. I'm curious as to why he swapped out Bask. And I just go Sunny Day, and that's not great because that stops our Aurora Veil. But we are going to get Blizzard off. Connects on both. And we do get rid of Whimsicott, which is great because it's extremely annoying, but we can't freeze the King Gambit, which is a problem. So now at this point, he's going to bring in Charizard. And I do have to swap because I needed to get the weather back into our advantage. He has 2 turns of Tailwind. Okay. I do have to Protect, unfortunately. And most likely, Sneasler is going to go down here. I'd be really surprised if he didn't. If he goes Heat Wave, I feel like Sneasler might live. I'm really actually surprised that he went for the Mega here. He does have Bask in the back still, which is kind of a problem. If we see Heat Wave, we're in a good spot. Okay, he does go Heat Wave. Maybe he even misses. Speak it into existence. Do not speak it into existence. Sneasler does barely hang on at 8 HP, but Gambit is going to take him out. So we do get the weather into our advantage, which is great. But he has one turn of Tailwind left. So essentially what I need to have happen now is I have to go for Blizzard. I can attack. I mean, I can attack with Frostless if I wanted to, but it's kind of not the best thing in the world. So I feel like I actually have to protect. So we're going to go for Protect. I'm hoping he just double misses, or at least one misses into... Yeah, this could miss. Very high chance. Okay, we don't get the miss. That is unfortunate, but Glaceon does hang on with 7 HP, which is insane. And he does double. So he's playing this very, very well into his outs. There's not really much I can do, especially with both of those attacks connecting in Glaceon. So Glaceon's trying, but it's just not, unfortunately, not picking up those crucial misses that we really need right now. We can still have a chance if we get a freeze, because him swapping into Bask goes down. It's on 10 HP. Problem is that it's Scarfed. Even if we get a double freeze here, I'm fairly certain we're going down. Double freeze, and we get none of it. So we are going to lose game 2, which is okay. Glaceon was in a good position if it could have gotten some misses to be pretty disruptive and get some freezes, but wasn't our luck in game 2, so we'll move on to game 3 and hopefully be able to pick up at least another win and go 2-1 with our Glaceon team, and hopefully Glaceon can showcase itself doing a little bit something more than dying on the field. Alright, another interesting team here for our third game. We got a Mega Floette and Zoroark with King Gambit, Basculegion, Snorlax, and another Araquanid. So really weird facing 2 Araquanids when I feel like it's more uncommon to see than Glaceon at this point. Maybe they're about the same. So we do win the Weather War unless he's going something super weird, like I mean, we already saw Rain Dance from another Zoroark, so there's always a possibility. I feel like we can just go Greed. We can go Glaceon Frostless. If he goes Araquanid, we just take it out in the first turn again. After that, I do feel like Sneasler is incredibly important here, and I do also feel like King Gambit is really important. Yeah, we'll go King Gambit. I feel like this is a good one to bring. I, again, don't really think that I need to have the speed control from Tailwind from Aerodactyl. Even though Bask is most likely Scarfed and Zoroark is a pretty speedy Pokemon, the rest of my team does pretty well into his. So hopefully Glaceon can come through for us. So we see Snorlax and Floette. I'm really curious as to what the purpose of this Snorlax is. Downside is it does most likely have Thick Fat, which is going to make it to where it takes less damage from Ice-type moves, but if we freeze it, we just don't care. Also, it could be Zoroark. That is also a possibility that I already locked my moves in, so it could be Zoroark, and I could just be eating a Shadow Ball to the face immediately, which I don't know for certain if I live. But if they go for Glaceon, there's always a chance that they can miss Glaceon. And I'm really, really hoping that we can showcase that finally. Because so far, everyone's accuracy has been on point. So we are going to see our Mega go first. Most likely it is going to be Floette also going for its Mega. So that's Zoroark, 100%. Did not expect Flamethrower to come out. Didn't really do a whole lot. barely hangs on. Snorlax takes basically no damage. Here's what Snorlax is going to go for. So we go double Blizzard. It's really not doing anything. So that's a definitely thick, fat Snorlax, but maybe we get a freeze or he misses. So he does go Rock Slide. Frostus does go down. Okay. Not necessarily the end of the world, because we have Sneasler in the back. So we know he has Floette. I'm going to bring Sneasler out. So if he does bring Floette out, we can just get rid of it immediately. Glaceon did take that Rock Slide pretty well. Okay, he's going to bring Floette out at this point, which is a-okay for us. I'm just going to close combat Snorlax, as I kind of need it to be gone, and I'm going to go for Blizzard. I'm expecting Floette to just protect. If it doesn't protect and it goes for damage, I'll be pretty surprised. The only other thing that does worry me is if he has Basculegion in the back, especially if he swaps out Snorlax for it and we go close combat. That would be pretty bad for us. He's going to Mega Floette. A lot of times when people Mega Floette, they'll just protect because they want to scout. And we are going to see protect. Good. Okay, so we are potentially going to be taking out the Snorlax. Okay, Snorlax is 100% gone. Don't have to worry about it anymore. And we're looking at potentially one-shotting this Floette with Dire Claw. Now, it does depend on what his last Pokemon is. But I do feel pretty confident that we can pull this win out, I believe. If we're able to capitalize on a freeze or a miss, would be great. So we're going to see his King Gambit come out, which is totally fine. We're not going close combat. We are going Dire Claw 100% of the time, and we're going to go Blizzard because we do outspeed this King Gambit. He might just go with Sucker Punch, which is fine. But again, it can miss into Glaceon. Glaceon has taken a little bit of damage, but should survive like a D-Gleam. I don't know about a Moonblast, though. So we'll see what our opponent does. I also don't know if Floette lives the Dire Claw, because there are some Floettes that are so tanky that they will live on like 5 or 7 HP. So hopefully it's not the case, and we'll just never find out because our opponent just decided to forfeit. So we're able to go 2-1 at the team. I didn't really get to showcase Glaceon too much. Hopefully... we might even... you know what? Let's just jump into one more battle, and we'll see if we can't showcase it. Okay, we had time for one more battle, and we're going against a Vodka, which is... it is what it is. And we're also going against another Charizard team, which is going to be annoying. It's got Whimsicott, Mega Floette, Mega Charizard Y, Basculegion, Glimmora, and Garchomp. Now... this Whimsicott's going to be extremely annoying. I could just, at this point, I do feel like it's probably best to just go Garchomp and Aerodactyl. I don't see why not. And then have these guys in the back. I gotta try and be as disruptive as I can with Garchomp and Aerodactyl. And he does not have a White Guard user, which does make this a little bit easier. So maybe I just want to showcase some funnies. That's all I want to showcase. Just some funnies. Okay. So I'm willing... Glimmora is pretty annoying. I could just go Stomping Tantrum into it. In all honesty, I could go Stomping Tantrum, or I could just go EQ. Honestly, it might be better to go EQ, but then that puts me in a tough spot if I lose Aerodactyl. Feeling like I just go EQ and I go with Tailwind. I'm actually not going to. I'm going to go Rock Slide. I'm going to go Rock Slide and I'm going to go Tailwind. Because he's scouting because he wants to see me go for a ground type move so he can swap in Charizard, which I don't really want to deal with. And we do get damage on Whims, who looks like it's going for Moonblast. Potentially, it might just get a flinch, which would be great. I speak it into existence. So we get the flinch, which puts us into a very, very good spot. We can just go, at this point, double Rock Slide, which the only downside of that is the sheer fact of our opponents going for Encore. But he definitely needs Tailwind, so I'm just going to go Rock Slide, even though I'm expecting him to go for Encore. Okay, it does go Encore. I could have swapped into Frostless. It is just scary because this Glamour can go for Power Gem and potentially just one-shot us. Toxic Spikes come out. I go for Tailwind again because I'm Encored, and we don't get a flinch, so he does go Power Gem. But if we keep fishing for this flinch, eventually we'll get something. So we're just going to keep spamming Rock Slide at this point. We have no reason to do anything otherwise. And the problem is we have 159 HP. Well, I mean, we're not mega though, but I feel like Glaceon can take it better. It just might immediately go down. I'm going to go Glaceon. I feel like that's the better swap to go to. It does suck that I'm letting him get Toxic Spikes down, which can be really problematic for us. I do really need Whims to go down here, though. So Glaceon gets poisoned, which is fine. He's still not going for Tailwind. So if I flinch Whims, this is perfect. Okay, flinches Whims. We get the double flinch, which is even better. Glaceon is going to do something hilarious right now, because I think, yeah, he doesn't have Tailwind up, so I'm going to go Rock Slide again, and I'm going to go for Ice Shard, which I feel like most people are not expecting. Yeah, there we go. So we get the speed advantage, which is perfect. So he might not have got a freeze, might not have even gotten a miss, but hey, we caught him off guard with Ice Shard. We get another flinch. Don't get another flinch. Glaceon's going to go down, but Glaceon did exactly what we wanted and needed it to do, so I'm not upset in any sense whatsoever. So Tailwind goes away on our side, which is A-okay. He is going to most likely have Bask, which is going to be really annoying for us. And then there's like 3 sets of Toxic Spikes down, so it's definitely not perfect for us. Ooh, okay. Now I have a choice. I'm going to go Rock Slide. I'm going to go Rock Slide, and I'm going to Protect, because, well, I could just go Wide Guard. I haven't showcased it. I'll just go Wide Guard. So we're not going to see Megazard, which is great. But it does concern me for what he has in the back, because if it is Basculegion, it's going to be really, really bad for us. But we are going to get Wide Guard up. Hopefully our opponent went for D-Gleam. We connect Rock Slide again. Fun fact, we have not missed a Rock Slide yet. We either flinch or we block. And he does go Moonblast. Okay, not good. That is what I was fearing, to be honest, and why I feel like I should have gone Tailwind there instead. So we might have just thrown our match here. All depends if he has Bask, which I'm fully anticipating that he does. Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad. Gonna be pretty bad. We're also poisoned. Also very bad. Especially because we're not just poisoned, we're badly poisoned. We have to protect. I feel like we have to protect, and the only thing that we can go for is a Tailwind and just hope for the best at this point. We can't protect on Aerodactyl. Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing we can do. Yeah. It's kind of the only option we have. We did kind of throw this match by going for the wide guard on Arrow instead of going for the Tailwind. And he does just go Aqua Jet, which makes me think he's not Scarf. And he goes Lighter Ruin. Okay. So here's the interesting thing. I could just go Blizzard and hope for the best that we get a freeze. I'm willing to bet. What was the rest of his team? Like, it's definitely not Sash. It could just be stuck on Aqua Jet. If that's the case, my best bet is just to go with Blizzard. Hope I get a freeze onto this Floette and that it is locked in an Aqua Jet. There's always a chance when you're playing an ice team. Okay, he protects on Floettes. What are we going to see from Basque? Aqua Jet? Double protect. Interesting. So we are faster, which is great. But we're on a timer because we're poisoned. I don't see there being any way that I can one-shot Bass, especially with his Floette having Lighter Ruin. I just kind of have to go to the gambling table. Do we get a freeze? Double freeze would be amazing. We get it on Basque Legion. And he misses Light of Ruin. Okay. Okay, there's a chance. There is a chance. We are still on a timer, mind you. Okay, hold on. What do we do? What do we do here? If we hit Blizzard again, he's going to protect Floette, right? Right? If he protects Floette, we win? I feel like I have to go Blizzard. Now we gotta go we have to go Shadow Ball. If we take Basque out, he protects Floette. He doesn't protect Floette, but he could miss again. He could miss again. Okay, Basque is gone. That was the best case scenario. If he misses Light of Ruin again, we don't have Glaceon, but we have Frostless with Snow Cloak. If he gets a double protect, that's what's going to put us in a really bad spot. We have one more turn of snow. This Blizzard will KO. Yeah, if he gets the double, we're toast. This has been an insane game. Whatever happens, happens. Come on, Frostless. Oh my gosh. He doesn't get it. This definitely KOs, right? This definitely KOs. How insane of a game. I feel so bad for our opponent. He double missed Lighter Ruin. We were talking about Snowcloak Glaceon, and little did we know that it was going to be Snowcloak Frostless. Oh my goodness. I mean, couldn't have ended on a better note than that with this team. That was... you just couldn't have asked for a better ending for this team. That was absolutely insane. Frostless clutched it so big in the end. They were getting a freeze and a double miss of Lighter Ruin. Was absolutely insane. So this team, I just have so much fun with it because it can just pull off so many shenanigans. I'm really lost at a loss for words. I will showcase the team again. I know someone does not have the code, but it does in the beginning of the video. So if you do want to try out this team, here it is again. I really love using this team. I feel bad that Glaceon wasn't able to showcase just how good it can be with Snowcloak and how tanky it can be, with how much damage it can output, but we did get to show it in little spurts here and there. If you do want to try it yourself and you do want to play Glaceon, definitely give this team a shot, and I will see you guys in the next video.